So Matt Reeves, the director of The Batman, just tweeted out our first look at the new Batmobile, so let's talk about it. Hi, my name is Sean, and I love to talk about movies way too much. With that in mind, go ahead and join me down below in the comment section. Share your take on this first look at the Batmobile. Do you love it? Do you hate it? And are you excited that we're getting all of these glimpses from production, or are you kind of annoyed? Would you rather them wait a little bit longer to start revealing things? One more thing before we get started. I also talked about the bat suit, the look of all the leaks and stuff that we've seen thus far over on my podcast. You can see that specific clip right up here. With that said, let's dive into this real quick. So he posted 3 separate pictures of the Batmobile. The first one is kind of this top-down looking at it where you see Batman standing next to it. Very clearly, this has a bit of a muscle car look to it, like 1960s Mustangs. I'm not a car guy, so I won't be the best person to making comparisons, but it looks kind of the classic muscle car look to it with some contours, some shaping to give it a bit of a bat look at the same time. Second picture we're gonna look at here is from behind, where once again you see Batman standing next to it, kind of a little bit of the shape of the back. And then the final picture is kind of the exposed engine block in the rear of it. So what do I think about these shots? My first kind of inclination is to be like, I dig it. For what they seem to be going for, of kind of a street level Batman, seems to be kind of the vibe that I'm getting. So he's on motorcycles, driving cars like this. It doesn't look like this military vehicle designed by Wayne Tech. It seems like he went out and bought a 1960s muscle car and then went to work on it. It feels like something that he designed, he built himself, or with someone in a shop, rather than engineered by a bunch of scientists in a lab, and then he's using this thing that was engineered in a lab by a bunch of scientists that manufactured. I think right off the bat, I think that makes a little bit more sense, as well as just aesthetically. I kind of like that Batman that's working with someone, kind of small scale, his little operation of what's happening. Even, so I grew up watching Batman the Animated Series. There's some very cool episodes where he goes to the mechanic that built him the current version of the Batmobile, and they show the older versions, and it's Bruce Wayne working with the mechanic to design something that he likes. And that's what I see when I see these pictures, is that type of Batmobile. And so I'm digging it. Other thing I'm really digging with all of the production of the Batman is just how open they are with the way that they're sharing this, and kind of this, like, they're allowing set leaks of kind of little shots of stuff. Matt Reeves is putting stuff out there. And so we're getting all these really nice teases as we go along, which certain projects I would be really annoyed by that. I want to just kind of see that final version in that trailer, or some good released official set photos. But a project like this has been in development as long as I've had my YouTube channel. It was actually a running joke to me and some of my other YouTube friends, my first, in January 2017, when my channel was very young, that it seemed like every other day there was a new story about the Batman and Ben Affleck that conflicted with the previous days. I mean, that January, he went on a talk show and said, I am writing and directing the Batman. 2 weeks later, I am not directing the Batman. And then, I mean, it just kind of like fell through kind of like that. And so that they're giving us things that it's tangible, it's real, we're seeing it, is just getting me very excited to see this one. If you removed all of the connections to Batfleck and the disappointment that Oscar winner Ben Affleck won't be writing and directing this one, if you removed all that from that and just said Matt Reeves is going to make a Batman movie, I would be just so excited about that information because of what he was able to do with his Planet of the Apes films. I think the tone, the seriousness, the way that he does conflict seems like a great fit. And all these shots that we're getting, the looks of things, ground level, only builds that excitement that I have. So as for these pictures of the Batmobile, I think I dig that it just looks like a car, an actual car that we've seen before modified by a person, and not, you know, every previous Batmobile that we've seen is just so over-designed that, you know, Bruce Wayne couldn't do that on his own or with another guy. So I dig it. So tell me what you thought down below in the comments section. Also, remember, if you want to hear my thoughts on the Batsuit, you can see that clip from my podcast right over there. Thank you so much for watching, and keep talking movies too much.